This is Men Question Everything with Wallace.
And I'm Dozer.
This subject has been really hit me because I read Jocko Willink and Leif Babin's book, Extreme Ownership. I know they have a new one coming out, but I just think that this is really interesting and wanted to kind of jump in with this. So let's get it going. Episode number 4, Extreme Ownership. First question I have, the book is really good, by the way. So a little background on myself, read it, never been in the military, and I'm fascinated with it because they do a good job about translating it. So they'll go into a lot of battle stories, bring it over into a practicality notion. That's that kind of formula. And I'm not doing any spoilers. It doesn't matter. And then after that, they really bring that into a business practice, which I found pretty cool. This is like having a translator, which is communication 101. So my good question is, you having Dozer a big military background, what does extreme ownership mean to you coming from probably a different branch, but same umbrella?
To me, extreme ownership basically comes down to there's no excuses.
Yeah.
There's no way out of things, and it doesn't matter of why you're into something. That's what extreme ownership is. And I think Jocko kind of goes into that, and meaning not exactly like that's kind of my interpretation of it, but you know how he says like, okay, something happened, good. It's annoying when you're like, you know what? Fuck you, man.
I need advice.
Something big something big happened to me, you asshole. You Navy SEAL, you stone man.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, man. But I think he's getting at, and I understand that. I do, got this from the Marine Corps. Some guys just got it. Some guys don't. Some guys got to work at it, and some guys will never get it.
Sure.
But it's the thing where good. Okay, like it is what it is.
Positive too.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
What can if I'm the leader and I have extreme ownership, I can't be bitching with you.
No.
That's the point. Like something bad happened. Oh, okay. And I'll tell you where I really see this is with kids.
Yeah.
Extreme ownership, that's kind of how being a parent is. They can lose their temper, they can lose their emotion, they can be upsetting, they could be upset.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of have to roll with it and go, well, they spilled, chocolate milk all over the fucking floor. Good. Not to steal from Jocko, but not good. But, okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is it. I have to either correct the situation so it doesn't happen again, and then I got to clean the situation up.
Yeah.
I can whine. I can bitch and moan about it. And it's real interesting. This I thought about with parents. With a kid, sometimes they whine about things, and you're just like, geez.
Yeah.
You can't... People will get this as parents. You say, shut the fuck up. Like, it's over. That's what you want to say to them. Like,
what is it? Don't cry over spilled milk?
Move on.
Yeah.
Those old sayings. I found myself last week using a lot of these old sayings, and I'm like, what the fuck is the point of these
old sayings? We at a 50s diner?
He zigged when he should have zagged.
You're right. That's been around for a reason.
For real, Don't cry over spilled milk. Like, what are you going to do about it? That's actually a perfect thing for what extreme ownership is.
Go drink water.
Like, okay, it happened.
Yeah.
And I think that's. Like that. But what's interesting is, we struggle with this. I think it's real hard. You really have to put yourself in that mindset.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Jocko does. And he tries to instill into other people. I find it to be hard, though.
Oh,
because not only do you got to be disciplined, like that's how he looks at everything, right? Like if I don't work out today at this time, I'm going to miss a workout.
Yep.
Then you're guess what? I'm going to take the decision off of my table, and I'm going to do it. And then the things that I can't control.
Yeah.
Okay. Dealt with it. How do I deal with it? Or I'm going to deal with it.
Yeah.
Maybe I need a minute. Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Good.
Take care. What they use a lot, which is probably what you heard in the military, is it's like 3 words. It's relax, look around, make a call. That's
never really heard that actually. Yeah. I mean, I was the Marines is a little different, but
he used this a lot when he was in Ramadi, Iraq. So the area that they were in 2016. Obviously, a lot of war zone stuff going on, and I love that. Just as you said, whether it's taking a knee in football, taking a breath, what you just did now, relax, look around, make a call.
Because freaking out, if you really think about it too.
Yeah,
I forgot. I heard this saying is like 90% of the shit you worry about, it might even be higher than 90, like 95, 90 something percent, right? Of the stuff you worry about.
Scary.
Never happens.
Yeah.
Like, never happens.
Yeah.
I mean, think about a bad situation. Most people do this. They look at it and they think about it, and then if the situation creates anxiety, they go, oh, God, but this could happen. That could happen. This could happen. Oh, my God. What am I going to do? What am I, and then you touch these parts of people's lives that, for Jocko, it was his life, Yeah. It's a little, that's very extreme. He doesn't do something right. He loses his life, or someone else could lose their life.
Yeah, that's
for most of us, it's financial, health,
or a sports
family.
Game, or,
sports game you maybe should question though. Why am I doing that?
Yeah.
I've done that.
No, I do.
But for real, like that's a. So yeah, I've never heard that acronym, but it's kind of the way you should operate life.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. And so, kind of going in the structure of the book, I'm not going to give anything away, but the first big chapter is three main elements, or three main categories. Excuse me.
Is this question 2?
Yes, I'm going into it. Winning the war within is that first element. So I love that one because it's all about you, and that can go anything from your ego to what you're doing in the mission, and et cetera, et cetera. So second question, cover and move is a big element of chapter 2. It's a big term that they use. So can we really, relay this into the real world? So quick little breakdown on that chapter. Just talked about butting heads with different branches that were there kind of in the same mission, so to speak. And it was all about, well, if you make enemies, you're not going to have that cover to be able to move to do something done. So it just was all about building that teamwork. And I do like that question because it pisses me off how many times I've been in departments where it's like, well, fuck that other department, fuck this other person. You never, after I read this, I started realizing how much that happens in the real world. It's very hard to get people out of that us versus them mentality. Yeah.
And I think cover and move has kind of, two different separate things, right? There's the cover and move. The way I understand it, civilian side would be, kind of back to the same thing of what we're talking about with, okay, just go. Like, I'll cover you, you move. You cover me, I move.
Progression.
I gotta go. That's it. We gotta go. It's move on.
Yep.
I think with the team analogy part, that's more of what it is it doesn't matter because I'm gonna cover you when you're moving.
Yeah.
You should cover me when I'm moving. That's just the way it should be. We can argue, we could disagree about shit, but that's your fucking job. Like not only is that your job, we're on the same goddamn team.
Yep.
What bad for me is bad for you. Like, yes, we can disagree, we can argue, but at the end of the damn day, you watch me and I watch you. That's the way this is.
And they talked about countless case studies of just businesses having so many issues, whether it's the field team versus the executive team, and nobody wants to back each other. And
the thing is people get kind of really close to titles.
Okay, yeah, I dig that.
And that's one thing I do know about a lot of combat guys is they have titles, and obviously there's respect in the military, but they are a lot more relaxed. And that's one of the reasons. It's just not you're my boss or you're this. It's we're all here. We're all good at what we do.
Yeah.
We're going to respect each other. Yes, there is, like I said, I'm not saying, don't yell at me, Navy SEAL. I'm not saying there's no respect within the ranks. but I'm saying is it's a little bit more lax on stuff, on titles and role. It's more about roles. Like, what's your role within this place? Not your worth by what your rank is. Because in a lot of the military, your worth is your rank.
Yeah.
Right? And then some people are only worth their damn rank.
Of course.
They're just a bunch, I used to say this when I was in. They couldn't be Walmart greeters, but somehow they got into the fucking military. So all they are is a rank. Some people act way above their rank. Some people act way below their rank, So, but the ranking system is very prevalent. Mm-hmm. But you find even in the military, especially something like, the Navy SEALs, that they are more, the barriers and the titles seem to be relaxed a bit.
Gotcha.
Just because it doesn't matter, right? Because we have a job and a goal to do. I'm no better than you. I'm a high rank. At the end of the day, it's my word under the operation of this whole damn thing. That's how a leader works, but you're a specialist at this. Mm-hmm. I'm going to trust your advice. Now, if I just think it's bad advice, then I'll veto you. But you get to talk.
And that's what I love about this book and kind of the structure, which One, this book pissed me off because of how simple it made the military sound, but
Yeah.
how fucking efficient that can be when you do dissolve those egos, which is one of the big categories in the first chapter or first part. Just do your fucking job. And if you go into work and I see so much gossip, this has really changed my thinking, and this leads into a perfect question for number 3. Simple. So it's kind of like the good thing where he has simple as a full chapter. And for me, it was pretty impressive to read I'm not going to give any details about it, but it's kind of like the good thing where you just have to simplify what you're doing. You have people trying to get so far into a problem when you can kind of pull yourself out, get a team together, cover a move, do whatever you want, but realize that something should be pretty simple. And my question is why is it so hard to go the simple route? Why do we overcomplicate things in the business world, civilian world?
So I've told you this before. I was, took a journey once.
Yeah.
And this hit me like a ton of bricks.
Uh-huh.
Sitting in a cabin in the cold. And I just thought how simple life is. I mean, just life in general. How simple it really is.
But what is it? What do you mean? You get shelter, you eat, you mate, you what?
If you really think about the things that make you feel good, they're very simple things. And a lot of it's not money. I mean, a lot of it's not, a lot of it's not money or like a fucking Ferrari. I mean, really, it's not.
I know.
It's the good, it's a good conversation. It's hanging with someone you love. It's going somewhere.
Yeah.
You know a lot about that. It's doing something that is simple. But I mean, it is. It's a simple thing.
It is.
Sometimes it costs money.
You pick up shit
just because of that's what it is. But like the simplest things in life tend to be great. But you also find that like the simplest things in kind of everything, like
business, decisions.
Think about your rules. If you don't want to go to prison, do the right thing. Like follow the laws.
Yep.
Be legal. Do the right thing. How many people break those simple fucking, like don't kill someone.
Don't steal.
That's a pretty simple fucking rule.
Pretty simple.
You get into crazy. I'm not saying all laws are simple because you do get into some crazy shit. But I'm just saying like, okay, how is it? How can you actually be happy? Well, let's start with working on the shit that bothers me.
Yeah.
Working on that shit that is bothering me a bit, but at the same time, focusing and getting better at it. Okay, working out, losing weight, stop eating dog shit.
Well, that's the simplicity of his whole discipline equals freedom type thing. So, Extreme Ownership was the book, and then he did what he called the field manual for discipline equals freedom, which is interesting. And I know some people read it, and it's kind of out of context. So unless you read the full book, you won't really understand. But he does an amazing job explaining that towards the end, which was really awesome. And that could lead into really my next question, actually, which is perfect. So discipline equals freedom is a beautiful term. What does that mean to you? Because again, you can look at it and go, okay, well, if I want to just put the work in, I'll be able to do this. But I read that book, and then when he explained that towards the end, it just as you said, if you were in the cabin in the cold, a lot of shit just started falling into place. Like, well, fuck, he's right. Like term is right.
Because the part I forgot about the cabin was it's simple, but it's not easy.
Well,
and that's actually what's very funny about it.
Yeah,
I told you this before off cast here. I told you what's funny about that is it made me laugh that night. I mean, I thought to myself like, what the fuck? Like it is.
Yeah.
It's very like, how do you save money? Stop spending. I mean,
what about the whole thing you went through with ketosis, right? So you did ketogenic diet for what, a couple months?
Yeah. Stop eating sugar and carbs, bro. I mean, I felt like a fucking idiot when I got off of it and I'm not doing it anymore. But guess what? Yeah. I didn't put any of the weight back on. People are like, it's a fad diet.
Nope.
Not if you do it. It's like, oh, fuck. I'm not saying it's healthy for you all the time because I don't know that. I only did it for 3 months.
Yeah.
But I generally now eat lower carbs.
Yeah.
If it's between bread or meat or something like that,
yeah,
I'm going to fucking not pick the bread Very simple.
You know what it is, man?
You know your body doesn't digest it well. Sugar. You know it's not good for you. That's why it's fucking
so
delicious.
delicious.
That's why it's delicious, man. Everything that's good for you is not that great. But it's if you change the mindset of that and go,
There it is.
it's fuel.
That's fucking it right there.
But it's not easy. And that's why, things like this, like think about this, working out, waking up. It's hard for people to wake up. A lot of people don't get good sleep. A lot of people are unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And these might sound like all excuses. They are. I'm not giving them as good excuses. I'm just saying it's not easy, man. And that's the complex part. Think about depression. How, you could think someone is so awesome. Think about these celebrities that kill themselves.
Yeah,
think how many people love that celebrity.
Yep.
And think of how awesome his life is. They tell him. They cheer him on. They paid him a lot of money.
Sure.
But in that motherfucker's head, it's too hard to keep going on.
Ooh, yeah.
And, not getting into that, but I'm just saying, you can't, all that isn't easy. Because you could easily go, dude, what the fuck are you thinking? You're a millionaire. You're fucking hot models.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Really, you get paid $2 million to pretend to be something or whatever, or you play music or you're a comedian or whatever.
Yeah.
But it ain't easy to tell that other person. It ain't easy to make change in other people because people have experiences that fuck them up. And that's what's crazy about this thing. It is simple. The military is simple because it breaks down your identity. But the problem is, and that works for a long period of time.
Yeah.
But we have an identity. The older you grow, you do want an identity. And, it's and some of it's bad identity, or experiences and shit that you just can't break.
So that's really interesting that you talked about the whole identity thing because that does come in with the discipline. You guys, anybody who's going to any type of camp and you're kind of being reconditioned to do things a certain way, but whoever made that way up, it's very successful because not every former military comes out successful, but there seems to be a common trait among them, and it actually is probably going to roll into my last question for the overall kind of goal of this. So, obviously, Jocko and Leif started what he called Echelon Front. Echelon Front's the whole leadership, consulting, business world that he does.
Yeah. That's the way I understand it.
He brought on all these guys that he just knows from the service time, and it's pretty cool to see their stories and what they've done. But my question is, leadership is one of the hardest things to sustain. How did the military instill this with you? Because anybody that comes out of the military that I've seen just has this thing. They have this thing that you're like, I'd follow that fucking person. They have a leadership trait. I don't know what it is.
Well, no, I think you have an opportunity to be a leader in the military.
Yeah.
That's somewhere.
Even with grunts and all that?
Oh, yeah, with everything. I mean, there's even leaders at the low level of there are always leaders, and there's always an encouragement to be a leader.
Yeah.
Or to I should say this, to take leadership traits.
Okay.
Right? To do the right thing, be fair, step up, organize, don't fuck around, don't act like an asshole.
Yeah.
Make sure other people aren't fucking around or acting like assholes. Get the job done. But those things, I think you're afforded a lot more of those opportunities in the military.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I've seen some really bad leaders in the military, and in the civilian world, I've seen some really fantastic leaders.
It's true.
So I don't know. I think some people have it. I think some people are, I don't know how, I'm not going to tout that I'm a fantastic leader, but there's a few things that I like to think I learned about leadership, and it's to get done what needs to be get done, and be fair.
Yeah.
And do the right thing, but be fair. Do not show that's something I feel like, because you will be being indifferent, and I don't mean that in such a negative term, but being totally impartial, and being able to look at a situation, whether it's with you too.
That's where
or it's so close to you. Yeah. Yes, that is extreme ownership. Yeah. But I think some people just generally have that, which is a leadership trait. Just to be like, okay, fuck. Like I said, look at the situation. I was wrong. Instead of spinning it, and I could tell you something happened
so hard.
While telling you that, without telling you I'm not wrong. I can't stand when I've had a leader that has done that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but like
dance
they'll
around
never
ownership.
apologize, and I don't
No,
mean apologize in the word of like I am sorry of what I did to you, Wallace. I'm not saying I'm not saying it like that. But what I'm saying is there is a big deal in saying, you know what, I made a mistake and I was wrong.
Yeah.
And here's what I learned out of that situation, and here's what I'm going to do to correct it next time. Yeah. I mean, really, that is a good leader.
No, I know.
To be able to admit faults.
But why can't every leader do it? Like that. This is the fascinating part. I would love to know one of the companies that they work with and just see how those.
I think the answer is
they've done.
I think the answer though is it depends on the company, man.
Well, that's why they have
because some
security,
companies have managers, but they're fucking micromanaged.
Yeah.
And a micromanaged manager is a really hard position to be in.
No, that's the
I'm not saying you should be autonomous, completely autonomous, but people should be treated like adults, and that's something I firmly do believe in. That's kind of counterintuitive to how I think the military is.
Well, not really. Here they have a chapter on they call decentralized command. So it's all about trusting that team that you've done enough training to then, as you said, you're not micromanaging, but you're not pulling away. You're just like,
I need to know what's going. I need to know what's going on.
Go there.
I really need to know if there is a problem or a mistake or there could be a problem. But if things are going normal, I trust that you're doing it. I want to know what's going on, but I trust what you're doing. And I think the reason that's hard, and the thing I've seen in the civilian world is, there's a lot of attachment to like money or like success, and that fucks with people.
I bet they're laughing when these guys, obviously yourself going into that type of war zone, you come back and you look at people fretting over just the dumbest shit. And that
happened when I first came back, right? But not anymore. I mean, I lost it because now I'm the guy fretting over dumb shit. No, for real.
Where do you think that went away?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty easy. Like, in this level, if you're there to do one thing, like I think extreme athletes are like this.
How so?
And not to compare extreme athletes with military guys. That's not my analogy. But my analogy is somewhat of the training is similar. Is like to be in the NFL or baseball.
Yeah.
But let's say the NFL.
Okay.
You're a starting quarterback. Okay? You haven't been paid a ton of money yet, but you're a starting quarterback. You're not a rookie guy or anything. The amount of work that you're putting in the dedication and how simple you make your life. I train. Okay? I rest. I train. I study.
Eat well.
I eat well. I recover well.
Repeat.
And like what I'm saying, like people say, yeah, well, if that was my job, that's real easy being an athlete. Like, fuck you. No, it's not, man. Most of us played sports. We're never what this half of those. Like, dude, those people are extreme athletes.
Something in the
it's
brain.
Not just talent. Yeah. It's not just genes. It's also they fucking put in the damn work, my friend.
It's true.
And it's some of it though might be because it's simple. Like really, it is simple to be an athlete, but it's very hard. But once you get the rhythm down, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how the military, I think, is too. Is like
that's your job. Yeah.
Yeah, but people say that all the time. But like, and it's not to say civilians don't work hard, but it's just different.
Yeah.
It's your job, but it's all like it's all you have to worry about.
Yeah.
You have personal shit and stuff like that, but that's even died down. Really.
Yeah.
That's you just it's kind of like well known when you're in the military. It's not like your wife's like, why are you not coming home at 5? I mean, maybe I can't speak for everyone, but it's like that's your job. Yeah. This is the military. You could rapidly deploy. Yeah. There's a lot of things that can happen and go somewhere.
Training and all that.
Yeah. So they can. It's conditioned to be able to deal with things and limit things that are totally need to be away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so
it's overall. I think anybody that obviously you've this hits way close to home, so you would benefit from reading if you want, but I think anyone like me who's never been in the military, it just was eye-opening on how I can't get over the word simple. I just couldn't get over the word simple. That doesn't
Dude, that night that hit me.
Yeah.
That night that hit me, I laughed very hard.
Because it is funny, and I'm looking at this like, shit, this is
like
why
we're
so successful.
It's like a sick game, dude.
Yeah.
That's how I laughed at it. I'm like, oh my God, what a fucking weird game.
But Jocko and Leaf go into this, or Leif, I don't know how you pronounce it, I think it's Leif. They just go into the simplicity of start to finish, what it takes to get there, and there's a shit ton of work that you do to get to that point. But fuck, once you're there,
I think this, the one I read, Discipline Equals Freedom.
The field manual.
The field manual. A lot of people said that book sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's excerpts, I think.
Listen, it is what it is. It's good advice. It's it's like a picture book almost.
Yeah, from what I can
kind
tell.
of it is.
Yeah,
I mean, it's there's words, but it's a background or a picture, and then like a paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing I would say, I think most people that I see fail, and I fail at too, and I'm starting to try to break it, but is the strive for perfection.
Okay.
I also learned that about with the keto diet is and that's something like. In the military, we always strived to get better.
Yeah.
But there was never really perfection. It was just better. Like there's some things, I guess, but I think that like we as civilians sometimes, people like they try to go work out. Like look at a New Year's resolution. They'll go work out.
Go to a gym.
They'll work out for a little bit, and then they'll stop, and then they'll feel. But a lot of people think it's just laziness. What happens, I think, is a lot of people feel bad because they stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Or they don't really know, like they went and they fucking sucked, and then they're like, you know what, man?
There's shame there.
I don't really know how to. Yeah, I don't know how to do this.
What am I doing?
And these fucking gyms, the gym I go to, I just saw the sign today.
What did it say?
It pissed me off a bit. If you're grunting, you better be in labor. It's one of those gyms. It's not a Planet Fitness like It's called Choose Fitness. But it's like that, and I thought that, but it's not. I mean, I've never seen anyone get yelled at, but like. I mean, I get it. You go to a 24-hour fitness. People know what I'm talking about.
Gold's
they go to
Gym.
24.
Yeah.
Gold's Gym, you expect it. But I'm talking about like 24. There's so many douchebags in there.
Yeah.
Now I got off fucking topic. Oh, yeah, but shame. I think a lot of people, they fall off maybe from injury, and then they go to shame.
Yep, I agree.
And then because they go, fuck, I suck. I just can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But getting back on that horse and just going and going, well, I'm going to try again tomorrow. I have to try tomorrow. I have to try the next day.
Yeah.
And just eliminate that kind of ego. Or
it's fascinating, man.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking fire that Jocko has. If anybody follows his Twitter, obviously Joe Rogan has talked about this a lot, where it's him getting up at 4:30 and showing you the callus on his hands, and he's working out in his 40s, and nothing's changed for fucking 30 years. So I don't know if that's what it takes to get kicking ass like him and make it simple in your life and be successful. Go try it out. It's a good book. All right.
I got nothing bad to say about Jocko. I think he's a great representation.
He's influenced me, and again, it's just maybe I've never been in the military, so it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
But, all right, guys, this has been episode 4.
Yeah, and this is Men Question Everything.
Yep.
I'm Dozer.
This is Wallace.
See you guys.
See ya.